Hey guys, what's up? It's Internet X, and welcome back to Talking to the Internet. This is an interview series based around creatives in the creative industry, and it's meant to provide insight on the different roles that there are within the industry and provide insight on how the people who work in the industry got into those positions. Now today, I am excited to introduce my guest. We have a super special guest. 29-year-old from Long Island, New York. She's a stylist and image consultant. Her work has been featured in magazines like Billboard, Paper, Rolling Stone. She was cited as a name to know in styling by Vogue, and she's worked with people like Nicky Hilton, Austin Millz, Funny People, and her recent client being one of the most famous people right now, probably Ice Spice. Introducing Marissa Pelly.
Thank you. What an intro. Thank you.
Of course.
I'm so happy to be here.
Of course, I'm so happy to have you. So I always start off with just asking, how are you doing today? How are you feeling? How did you wake up?
I'm feeling really good. I woke up really excited. It's a Sunday in Brooklyn. It's beautiful outside.
Yeah.
Got my sweats on. We're chilling. I'm ready for a good conversation.
Nice, yeah. So let's jump into it. So I always say that people's career paths in life are always like very reminiscent of things that they've done growing up. So how would you say that things like that happened prior in your life, in your earlier life, have led up to where you are now?
I think that growing up, I was very fortunate that I had parents that always encouraged me. I have two older sisters. They also work in creative fields, and our parents always encouraged us to kind of do whatever we want wholeheartedly. And like when I started expressing that I wanted to work in fashion, they're like, great, how are you going to do that? You want to go to art school? You want to go to fashion school? So having that support definitely shaped a lot of who I am now, for sure. And I was always just super creative. I think also growing up on Long Island, kind of in the shadow of New York City, I was exposed to a lot of different like arts and fashion and stuff, but like I had to go out of my way to find those things. I took classes at FIT in high school, and I just knew that I wanted to get to New York City, and I knew that I wanted to do something creative with my life and just something different. And that was honestly, since I was a kid, that was always my goal.
So after taking the class at FIT in high school, you ended up going there for college, and you got 2 degrees from FIT. You want to talk about what you majored in FIT?
Yeah, so FIT is really cool. They call it like a 2+2 school. So you usually graduate, I don't know if it's the same now, but I know when I was there,
I think it is. I'm pretty sure
you usually come out with the 2 degrees, one being an associate's and one being a bachelor's. And some people do the entire 4 years in the same program, and you still get the associates after the 2 years and then the bachelor's. But I did 2 different degrees. I did visual presentation, exhibit design for my associates, and at the time I thought that I wanted to design luxury stores. So like when you go into a Dover Street Market or like a Gucci store or a Prada store, and it's kind of this like experience, and you sit there on the couches and have champagne and try on things you can't afford, and like I just wanted to create those experiences for people. But it just wasn't hands-on enough for me, and it wasn't the life that I envisioned for myself once I realized it was a lot of sitting behind a desk and doing math and architecture, and I was like, I did not go to art school to do math. I was like, please, I can't do this anymore. And then I realized, I feel like I always thought about styling as a career, especially freshman year and like early college, but it was daunting. It's not something where you are guaranteed to succeed. There's no traditional path. I'm like, what's gonna happen if it doesn't happen? Like, and that was really scary for me, but once I realized that there was a fabric styling major at FIT, I'm like, okay, let me at least go on that trajectory and see where it takes me. And I'm so glad that I did, because like, so it changed everything.
Did you know that going into FIT, you weren't pursuing styling?
No.
Okay, so what were you were just doing mainly the store design, like? Yeah,
just visual presentation, exhibit design, just because I knew I wanted to do something in the arts and in fashion. And I knew I wanted to like be around people, and I wanted to collaborate with other creatives, but I didn't want to be a fashion designer. So I just wanted to do something like dope. I don't know. So I was like, okay, this sounds really cool. So I tried it, and
So going to FIT, what did that really teach you about your career path? What did that teach you in general?
Well, FIT is an extremely career-driven school. Like from day one, they're like, you have to get a job tomorrow. Like they're very much like, you need to work. And I would look at my friends who went to NYU and like these other schools, and they're like, oh yeah, like we had class this morning and now we're getting margaritas and going to the park. And I'm like, what? Like, my experience was so different, but I'm so grateful.
Mm-hmm.
And like, they have you in classes, like 3-hour classes, 3 classes a day, 4 days a week. Then they're like, you need to get an internship. You need to get a job. And at the time I was like, this is a lot, but it just conditioned me to focus on my career wholeheartedly. And honestly, like, it made me who I am today.
Yeah. So working, like saying how they're pushing you to work, during your college years, you worked at different few retail stores. Dash being one of them, which is so funny. For the Kardashians' point of view.
I was a doll for a little bit.
And you were doing store design there?
I was doing visual presentation and visual merchandising. It started out as an internship that I actually got through FIT.
Okay.
And then they were hiring for a new visual manager. And I was like, I can do this. Like, I know I go to school, but like, I can do this, I swear. And so the manager hired me, and I would do like all the floor designs. We would get like our notes from Courtney, and I would have to follow them. I don't know. It was really cool. I met some of my closest friends there. That's always like the fun fact about me is like, yes, I was a Dash doll.
So what did retail teach you about fashion? Because I always like say, I feel like I've had all these different like jobs or like weird like small little niche things, and I always think like, why am I doing this? But then like further down I realize, oh wow, that taught me this. Or like even like doing a show like this, like how do I know how to put together production? Like, oh wait, I interned at a music label.
Totally.
Like, just like doing things that aren't like, you might not be understanding what it's teaching in the moment, but like overall it teaches something. So what did retail teach you?
For sure. I think that, well, one, just being exposed, especially as a stylist, being exposed to different products all the time is really important. Especially like I worked at Ralph Lauren and I worked in 2 Ralph stores, and like Ralph is like the GOAT, obviously. And just like constantly being able to touch the product and study the product and the designs, and being exposed to fashion every day is really important. Dash was a boutique, so I saw a lot of different brands. But at the same time, I think it builds so much character to work a service job, especially when you're young. Like, it just teaches you the value of hard work, teaches you the value of $1. And I just think it taught me a lot about like organization, being on time, just like all simple things like that. I think it's so important to have a job in college. Like, also balancing school and work just really teaches you, because you're never going to be prepared to be a stylist. I'll tell you that. It's just like there's a lot to balance, but those little things really just taught me the foundations of running a business.
Nice. So you went from there to then interning at Complex.
Yes.
Was that another opportunity that you got from being at FIT?
I actually got my Complex internship on my own. I remember just looking online. I applied online, and then I reached out to one of the fashion editors. And yeah, I got that on my own, but it applied for school credit. I was able to use it for school credit. So that was like my senior, it was my official senior internship. I had gotten it before senior year. I was there for like 1.5 years.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was your experience like at Complex, and what was like your job description? Like, what were you doing there?
So I was a fashion intern, so I worked directly in the fashion closet for the fashion editor, who was Matthew Henson at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it was a really great experience. There was no fashion assistant at the time, so it was like the direct relationship between like us and him and Mitsu, the market editor at the time, which I really loved, because it was kind of like a lot of other magazines. I got offers from other magazines, but you could only communicate with the fashion assistant, and there was kind of a boundary between you and the editor.
Yeah.
So I was super grateful to have that direct relationship with the editors, and like just to pick their brains and ask them questions about the job, and they were always really happy to do that. But it was pretty chill. At the time, Complex was bi-monthly, I think. So our shoot schedule wasn't as demanding as a lot of other fashion magazines.
So it was chill.
Yeah, it was chill. We had like some downtime, so I was always like, I was the intern that was like, what else can I do? Like, how can I maximize this experience? Probably even a little annoying in that way. I wound up like putting together some pitches for like Complex Style and being like, hey, can I pitch these to the editor? And they allowed me to. And Gian was the editorial editor at the time, and he was like really loving all the things I was pitching. So they like allowed me, basically like I would put them together, and there were like a lot of lists, and then I would do this thing that's like how to get your favorite rapper's style, and I would have like a picture of A$AP Rocky, and then it was like the Zara version or something, just like something relatable for their readers, and they were really into that. And I did like 4 or 5 of those, and that was cool, because then as a college kid I got some bylines, so that helped.
Did you ever think about going down that path, fashion journalism?
No. I have such a deep admiration and appreciation for journalists. My older sisters are journalists. And they're so intelligent. I admire them so much. But for me personally, I need to be like in it. I need to be like on a set. I need to be like creating with my hands. But it was really cool because I think that a big part of styling is a lot of fashion research and market research and archival research. So doing the research for those pieces probably helped me in some way.
So at that internship as well at Complex, you met one of your best friends.
Yes.
Rico Noir.
Yes.
So talk
London.
to me about your friend.
So my best friend, London Wilmot, she's also a stylist. She's an incredible stylist for a ton of athletes. And we just really clicked. I hadn't met a friend in adulthood yet that really shared a lot of the same dreams as me and aspirations. So we really clicked on just like knowing we wanted to be in fashion, but also do something bigger and kind of give back in a way and create cool experiences. So we started our brand there, Riche Noir Studios, and we're still at it today. And we try to do like 1 or 2 pop-ups a year, and we try and just do these like cool experiences in New York City and bring the community together while also dropping some like cool clothes.
Fire. So stylist, creative consultant, and designer. Okay. Okay, so this is 10 Seconds to Explain, a segment where I show the guests 10 photos. It's usually 10 photos of themselves and their personal style, and we rate it. But since Marissa's a stylist, we're going to do 5 photos of your personal style, and then 5 moments from red carpets or client moments that you've had. Are you ready? Okay, let's get into it. First one.
Oh, I love this fit. I'm going to give this...
You ready?
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
Damn, wow. I'm giving this an 8 because I just remember if I had to do this differently, I would change the pants a little bit. I love those pants though. I probably would have done like a jean or something. But this jacket is one of the best investments I ever made, the NYX Kith collaboration, and I love it so much.
I gave it a 7 because I think it's a really cool fit. I feel like maybe the shoes. I would probably change the shoes.
Maybe. Yeah, I could see that. I would change the pants then if I changed the shoes. We're on the same page.
Okay. We change one thing. Okay, next.
Oh my gosh. I'm sorry, I'm giving this a 10.
You gonna go ahead?
Cute. This is my client, Cameron Johnson. Love him so much. This is an archive Vivienne Westwood suit with a loafer, and my favorite part about it is the archive Vivienne Westwood diamond pin.
Yeah, I gave it an 8 because I love like men's tailoring. I think men's suiting is so good. A lot of times, I feel like red carpet moments, a lot of men just do like the bare minimum with the suit. So I like that this is a little bit more styled up and fun than just like a regular plain suit.
For sure.
Love it.
I don't mean to be so hype on myself. Okay, I'll give it a 9.
I would agree with you actually.
Perfect. This was the Eras Tour first night when Ice came out as a surprise guest for Taylor. It was a custom Dion Lee look. Dion and his team are amazing and so supportive. I love that it's a goth baddie aesthetic. And of course, my favorite part is the Brandon Blackwood boots with the little custom Dion buckles at the top. Yeah.
Yeah, I gave it a 9. I really love the custom detail with the belt around the boots. I thought that was really cute to tie it in, and I like the fact that it's custom because it fits her really well.
Yeah,
that's good. I think it's really different from a lot of things that she had done before the fact.
Thank you. This really set the tone for the kind of mini skirt vibe and kind of little like schoolgirl aesthetic we were going for the summer festivals. So this was like the first performance at the top of the season, and we kind of fell into that for the rest of the summer. I gave it a 9 because those boots kept falling down, and it's fine because they're meant. Yeah, they're meant to relax. So like, shout out Brandon, love your team and love your boots. But for the stage, I just wanted them to stay up more, but like it was impossible.
Fire. Next one. I have that boat.
So
I actually have it here today.
I'm gonna give this an 8. Cute. I'm giving this an 8. This is just a super chill summer in the city fit. I'm wearing that Skims top right now. Say what you want about Kim. She killed it with this shit. Danielle Guzio pants. Love Danielle. Supreme studded belt and some Bapestas.
I love that fit. I gave it an 8 as well. I have that. I literally have that exact same Supreme belt.
You do? I love a studded belt. I mean, I'm an emo kid from Long Island. Like, I still rock a studded belt. I think it's a piece everyone should have, and I love how this is kind of an elevated version of that.
Yeah, I think it's super calm, super street, super New York summer. I love it. Next.
This is one of my favorites. I'm gonna give this. Actually, okay, cute. I give this a 7 because that Dries Van Noten set is one of my absolute favorite things I own, but it's so covered up, which is fine. It's like the base of this outfit, but I wish you could see it a little more.
I like it. I gave it an 8 because it's giving like a holiday party vibe. Like it's giving super comfy, chill. It's not like too much, but it's not like underwhelming either.
For sure. This particular day, I was on set with Estee Lauder, one of my clients, Zima. She's a violinist, and she was curating and composing original music for their fragrance launch. So it was kind of like an elevated day at work. Like I wanted to look a little more chic, but I was still at work.
Yeah,
so like my standard oversized black blazer, pulled out the shark boots, and like it was still comfortable, but for the occasion.
Period. I love it. Next. What year is this?
This was 2021. Wait, was it? Yeah, it was 2021. I think. Yeah. Okay.
Ready?
I'm gonna give this. Ooh, I'm giving this a 9 because I love all the layers here. Those pants are custom by Tmrw. He's one of my favorite designers right now. My little Margiela tabby. This was also a day on set. T-shirt is by, and after that, a great brand everyone should look into. And then I think that's just like a pro club flannel. I
give it a 7. I'm personally not a fan of like the two-tone like pants vibe.
Really?
It's like a Craig Green almost, but I don't know. I don't know. For me.
That's interesting. Those ones were a gift for me, and like normally I feel like I could see that, but once he sent them to me and I put them on, I was like, wait, these go really hard. Yeah.
Okay, next. Let's go.
I'm giving this a 9 because Nikki eats every look down. I'm sorry, she is the OG early 2000s fashion icon. She still is. This is a full Hermes look. I ran out of time. Okay. This is a full Hermes look. We like nodded back to her earlier years with a great hoop. I love that it's a sheer top. It's still a little young. And this was one of my favorite days with Nikki because we shot in her home in New York City, and it was just such a fun day.
I like it a lot because I think it's super like classic, and also I think it shows like your range as well, because just even the different brands that you're using to pull from, like going from a streetwear vibe to pulling like a full Hermes look, I think it's really cool, and I think it fits her really well.
Yeah.
I guess I gave it a 7 because I don't know what it was.
You better explain yourself. Like, just kidding.
I gave it a 7 because I've seen better looks with you from Nikki.
Okay, that's very fair.
Yeah.
That's very fair.
Okay.
This is absolutely one of my favorite men's looks I've ever done. This is an Angel Chen look on my client Bartiz Strange. Check him out, he's awesome. With some Bernard James jewelry. And I love putting a man in a skirt. I just think it's such a vibe. And the reason why I give it an 8 is because there was a rip in this skirt and I had to like carefully fix it on set, and like maybe no one can see it. I feel like I can see it. Like no one else knows where it is. I can see it. But this kind of like low-key broke the internet a little bit, especially in like the circle of Bartiz's audience, and everyone was just obsessed. He's a musician. Mm-hmm. So this was for Rolling Stone's Future of Music issue last year.
I give it an 8 as well because I as well always like a man in a skirt. I think like sometimes it'll be too easy to style a guy. So I like when you like put pieces on them that actually push their style and not just do something that's super safe, because it is easy to do something super safe to make a guy look not ordinary.
Absolutely. This is like so weird, but I love to cook, and I think styling a man is kind of like baking. Like there's a science to it, right? And it's like, there's a logic to it. And so it's like, I know exactly what I need to do to make this look amazing, but sometimes I want to be challenged a little more.
Mm-hmm.
And like with women, sometimes we can get a little more creative. I feel like we can rework things. Not that you can't do that on men.
Even like
either.
the hair, I feel like they're just more
Yeah, we
opportunities to
collab with glam, and like we should do that more with men, obviously, but it definitely is two different approaches. I love this look.
This is Kid Super.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I have to go back to my.
I give this an 8. The only reason why I give this an 8 is because I wish the pants were a little longer. Not that they aren't a great length, but just for Austin, I wish they were a little longer. I like a nice stack at the bottom at the ankle. But this was Austin's headlining show at Elsewhere this year. I love putting my clients in New York brands when they perform in New York. So he's in a full Kid Super fit, Nike Air Force Ones. He has a Subi tee and some Adidas shades, and he just looks like a rock star. I love it.
Yeah, I give it an 8 because I love the whole fit. I would change the shoes.
Really?
That's the only thing.
What would you have done?
I would have taken something that doesn't have that color check on it. Maybe just like a white. I feel like that like one color piece is throwing me off. I know that's so weird.
It's
It's
a strong contrast.
Yeah.
Like your eye goes there for sure.
Yeah.
Nike should run me a check, honestly. So I want to give this a 7, but I'm gonna give it an 8. I'll tell you why. This is only because I'm obsessed with these pants. These are these Amiri women's leather pants. I love seeing where Amiri is going with their women's collection. For me personally, I pulled these. They were so big on me, and they were like dragging on the floor. Like I should have hemmed them. And I was like tripping the whole day, but I was like, do it in the name of fashion. But I love everything, all of these pieces individually. I think it was pretty safe for me to do like the little black tank top, but it works. That LV cardigan is so special to me. It was really important to me to grab something that Virgil touched. So I went right to that sweater. I could have done like a bag or a shoe, but that's so predictable for me. I was like, I need like something I can wrap myself in. So that sweater is very special to me. And then obviously the Marnie furry slides, gotta have those.
Yeah. I gave it a 9 because it's very true to like, I feel like my style. I'm always very like, I feel like a base, like all black, and then I'll do something that's like more of a statement, like the cardigan like you did.
Yeah.
So I related to it. So I gave it a 9.
Hey, love that.
Perfect, and that was 10 seconds to explain. So going from assisting to getting your own clients, how are you getting those jobs?
I think a lot of it was from, not necessarily directly from the stylist. I have gotten referrals from stylists that I've worked for in the past, and I'm so appreciative of that. But I think when you're an assistant, you never know who's looking at you, right, when you're in the room. And as long as you're doing a great job, and as long as you're professional, you're kind to everyone, you're on your game, the right people are going to notice. So it's like I've gotten referrals from producers, I've gotten them from client managers, I've gotten them from client assistants, from people that I honestly didn't think were paying attention to me. I think also we're conditioned to be like, oh, well, like I'm the assistant. And it's like, no, like you're meant to be there. You serve a purpose. Treat it as if it's your own client as well, because you have no idea like who's watching you and like what's going to come of it. But it's not your client.
So what was it like finding your voice outside of being the assistant, like having to be the one that makes the final decisions, that has to deal with an assistant and tell an assistant what to do? What was that process like for you?
The process, I think, was pretty seamless because I had such a clear understanding of the job, and I knew exactly where to go, and I knew exactly how I wanted to treat my assistants as well. But I think that at the end of the day, you never really know what it's like until you're in it. And I think that I have a much better understanding of who a lot of my old bosses or as people. I think that I have a greater appreciation for a lot of the lessons that they taught me. Addie was always pulling me aside and having a talk with me, and I would be like, oh, like, Addie, watching this. I would always be like, oh, like another talk, like what did I do, whatever. And I'm like, those were all teaching moments, and like some people might have just been like, oh, like, well, you know, she messed that up, whatever, I just won't call her for the next job, but she took time to teach me, and I value that so much now, and now I try very hard to like very clearly educate and in like the most, you know, kind and progressive way to my assistants, like, let me actually teach you how to do this. Yeah. But, you know, so much of it is just by doing, but yeah.
So who was your first solo client?
My first big, well, actually, no, not just like first big client. My first literal solo client was Phony People.
Oh my God. Okay, yeah. I actually love Phony People.
They're awesome. I love them so much. They're the best. That was a big moment for me because not only were they my first, you know, real client, but I got really cool with their label. 300 was the first label to really take notice of me, and I've done so many jobs with them, and I love everyone who works there. They're so cool, and like I value them, and I'm so grateful for them so much.
So what's the process of working with a label like as a stylist? Because I know there's a lot more like that goes on behind the scenes that people don't know. Like you probably have to like approve certain things, or like they're probably giving you a direction to go in with a certain artist. So explain that process of working with the label.
Right. So first, it depends if you're working with maybe an artist that they just signed, that they're still kind of finding their style or looking to develop them, and maybe they're hiring you to help curate or jumpstart their image. If it's an artist that's been there for a while, then they'll probably just start with like the mood board for the project, or let's say if you're hired for a music video. You get hired for a music video, the first question is always, what's your budget? So you ask them what their budget is, they present it to you. Typically, when you're working with a record label, you work with an all-inclusive budget. They have a lump sum of money. They say, this is what we have for styling. Use it as you wish. Purchases, rentals, your rate, your assistant, your tailors. This is for you. Have a good time. And like, that's it. Some labels might want to work on wardrobe and rates separate. They might say, this is what we have for you and your team. This is what we have to spend. In that case, when you invoice for your rate and your team. And then that amount of money that they have for spend, you show receipts for that so that you can get it reimbursed. It has a separate wardrobe budget. And then after you guys figure out the budget, then you say, okay, where's like the mood board for the project? What's the vibe? If it's a music video, they'll probably send you a treatment. Then I like to look at the treatment. I always ask to get on a Zoom with the director. I want to get on the same page as everyone. If there's a creative director, let's talk. Let's figure out where you're at, where I'm at. And then we kind of fine tune the direction together. And then from there, start the pull process, do my side of things. They might want to have a fitting with the client beforehand, or we might just like fit the morning on set. And some people might ask for like approvals. They might say, hey, can you send us fitting pictures so we can see what you're thinking? Sometimes it can be like a big back and forth process of changing things.
How do you deal with
Love that. I'm just kidding.
Or like, have you ever been in a situation where, say like you're working with the artist and you and the artist love the outfit, but then you have to get an approval and they're like, no?
I think that yes, that definitely happens. I think that usually if the artist loves it, you have like better leverage there because it's like their project. Yeah. My best response is always, why don't we fit a backup and then let's see them both on camera. Things often read differently on camera. And then once you see it on camera and it's, you know, your choice is going to look amazing, then you have like a little more leverage there. But, you know, the difficult part of the job is you do have a lot of people to please. You have to please your client. You have to please their manager, their publicist. You have to please the label. You have to please the photographer. You have to please the videographer. There's so many people that we need to go through. And you just get better at it. Just always keep your cool and be respectful and find ways to say, okay, cool, like why don't we try both? Let's try both, you know? And then just find common ground.
Yeah. So is there anything that assisting didn't teach you about being like a lead stylist?
I don't know. Is there anything assistant didn't teach me? I mean, assisting taught me so much. But again, like you just don't know the job until you're really in it, you know? I feel like when I was an assistant, I worked so hard, and I remember some days just being like feeling so beat down, and it's like now it's like you're still gonna have days like that, and then like the weight of the job is on your shoulders. The response is on your shoulders. The client's response is on your shoulders. So I'm not saying it's like worse or anything like that, but nothing entirely prepares you to be like the full frontal face of the business. But I mean, having all those fundamentals and all that training definitely helps.
Have you ever felt like styling wasn't for you, like in the middle of doing it? Or felt like you wanted to switch career paths or something like that?
I don't know if I ever felt like styling wasn't for me. I think that there's always going to be times where you want to give up, for sure. But I'm the type of person where like when I feel like I want to give up, I kind of see it as like, I always think about my younger self. And I always think about that I do it for her. And if, someone's making me mad or a job is like, oh, I don't want to do this, I'm always like, how dare you make me think differently of my dream? And that's always the way I see it. I'm not going to let this client make me want to quit everything I've ever wanted. Or I'm not going to let this situation change that. Like, I know that this fulfills me, and like nothing worth having comes easy. So I feel like when I have like thoughts like that, it actually like I flip it and I'm motivated more. It's kind of weird.
No, that's good. I feel like that's good because you can definitely easily let the situation take control rather than you taking control of the situation.
Absolutely, so absolutely. There's definitely a lot of tough times.
What are some of your favorite moments from styling so far?
Oh gosh,
It's been a lot.
Both of my magazine shoots with Nicky Hilton definitely are very special to me. I think because they were both super personal to her. So like our Haute Living cover we shot in her home in New York City, which is very cool. And then our Avenue magazine cover we actually shot at the Waldorf Astoria, which was her home growing up. And just all of those were really cool. And just like working with her is just amazing because she's such a fashion girl, and like all the PR girls are like her friends and stuff. Like I'll pull out a dress and she'll be like, oh, tell Jenna I said hi. And like I'm like, I love how like in it you are. Like it's just so inspiring to me. I think that my Billboard cover shoot with Ice was really important to me because I just feel like that she was just she is a fashion girl, but that shoot was just like, I'm here, I've arrived. Like she's in Alaya, she's in Versace, and like that purple Versace like broke Twitter for the day, and I loved that. And like that was really important to me. It was also like a magazine that I had been wanting to work with for a while. What else? There's so many.
You can go to a different topic if you talked about enough already.
Think for it. Okay. No, I feel like I should do like one more.
Okay, go ahead.
I forgot
Your
what I've
moments?
done. I forgot my moments. Oh, well, I mean, like a really big moment for me was being recognized by Vogue this year. That was really important to me. That made me feel so special. It just felt really good after a really long time of working really hard to be recognized by an institution that I, grew up ripping the pages out and taping them on my wall. Another moment that was super big for me and just like super fulfilling as a stylist was being flown to the Pucci show in April. And sometimes we are just on autopilot. We don't even realize what we're doing. You always have to come back to the moment and make sure you're present and like really drink in the fact that you are achieving your dreams. You'll like have these dreams and aspirations, and then when they actually happen, they just pass right by you, and you have to make sure to always be present. And we had gotten off of a really long flight, and I checked into my hotel, and I was so delirious, and like I opened my hotel door, and there was like all these gifts from Pucci waiting for me, and like a handwritten note from Camille, the creative director, and like that was the moment where I was like, oh wow, like it just felt so validating and so good. And yeah, that was really, really special to me.
Okay, so this is the style experience, and it's pretty straightforward. This is a segment where I style the guests. So first, Marissa, I want to ask you, how would you describe your style?
My personal style is pretty chill. I really like high-low style. I like mixing like really high-end luxury pieces with like more basics. Sometimes I'll be in something like this, like chill tee, sweats, but make sure I have like a lot of jewelry and kind of accessorize. Love a good sneaker, love a good boot. But yeah, honestly, like nothing crazy. Like I feel like when you style everyone else, when it comes to yourself, you just want to be relaxed and cool. Yeah.
I feel that. Okay, fire. So let's look through some of the stuff that we have here. So first I got some Subi pieces, and you worked with Subi a lot. So talk about some of your Subi moments.
I'm actually wearing Subi right now.
Yeah, really?
These are my new favorite sweats. Like the fit on these is so luxury. They look super expensive. You know, they're pretty affordable.
Yeah.
They're super comfortable. I've honestly been like wearing the hell out of these. Love them. And yeah, I love the Subi team. I like how Subi, it's kind of like elevated basics, right?
Yeah.
I put them on my client Austin Millz a lot. He has had some great Subi moments. He wore the Subi top for his headlining show at Elsewhere.
Yeah.
And yeah, they have good graphics. They have great denim and just like really reliable pieces. So
Yeah. I love their plain, their plain shirts, like just the white shirts, the men. I feel like it fits so good. It's such an underrated piece.
Yeah.
And their tanks, like we talked about, their tanks are really, really good.
For sure, and I love that their men's pieces look great on women too.
I
Their
literally-
men's jeans, if I want like a really relaxed vibe with a little top and like a good sneaker, definitely a pair of their men's jeans for sure.
Yeah. I have a pair of their women's jeans actually. I like their women's jeans more
love
than the
that.
men's because they don't do a lot of wide leg in the men's.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, so I do a lot of the women's jeans.
Yeah, definitely.
So I want to start with this piece.
Cute, love
Because I feel like when I look at your style, I see definitely like the relaxed, like high-low vibe. So I want to do something like this. I explain my style always on the show, but I feel like I do a lot of like basic like sets, but then I do things to elevate them.
Yeah.
So this actually does come with a set.
I love a set.
So we got the pants and the top, and I thought that the pants would be too big, but you actually said you like to wear larger sizes. You wear 27 normally, and this is 30.
In men's, I try to do, honestly, just because men's pants are cut differently.
Yeah.
So I try to do like a 30 or a 31 in men's because it feels really good on the waist and it sits lower. And then it's also, I love when pants are long. I'm kind of tall. So I love when pants are like super long and have a stack at the bottom because I just think that makes it look more expensive.
And then you always wear sneakers, so you're a big sneakerhead. You said either sneakers or boots, right?
Yes, it's either like, I'm either a boy or a total girl. Like, it's just one or the other. And
I feel that. So for that, we're going to bring out the Converse, and this is Converse Undefeated Collab, a nice pair of dunks. I'm actually wearing these as well in a different colorway.
I love this colorway. I love green is such a
Rich color.
Right? Yes, green is such a rich color. I love it. I love the green against the white. Those remind me of a pair of dunks that I have.
Right? I was like, these give dunk vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
And then also we talked about the Subi tanks, and I love them. You guys will see how they fit. Like they're literally an essential. And I think these are fairly cheap as well. It's like not more than like.
I have the matching tank top for these pants. I love it. It's just like,
So let's start here.
Perfect.
And see how it looks. You're gonna change back here.
Okay, amazing. All right, guys, give me a second.
Nice. I love it. The only thing I want it like a little more open.
This is
So you
super
can see the top. Right?
This is a very me outfit.
Right. So we got some bags as well. I want to try some stuff out and see what the vibe is giving. Personally, I would go for this just because you got the gold situation going on right now. So
Look
cute.
at her.
Brandon
Love
Blackwood,
Brandon.
so cute. Snakeskin. I don't know.
This is
I doubt
really
it's real,
cute.
but it's so cute.
I've never touched this bag before. I love this.
I know.
I am a gold girl. I love gold. But I also love mixing metals. I got my silver and stuff too.
Yeah, I'm a mixer.
I love
gold and
that.
silver.
Yes.
I feel like you have to. I feel like you're only like limiting yourself if you're not mixing.
Absolutely. This is real cute. I like that.
And we also have some sunglasses. Are you a sunglasses girl?
Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Wear sunglasses.
Let's see. I want to try
More
a
than
few
not.
different ones. Try this. Try this. Okay, let's start with the white.
Look in the mirror. These are cute. This is a little like
Yeah, it's a
IG
little.
girl.
Yeah,
You know what I
it's
mean?
sort of like you might live in LA. Look at this one.
Just kidding.
Are these? Oh, now this I
These are
like.
cool.
I like it
I
because it's
like
not too
these.
light. It doesn't even give like sunglasses too much. It gives like you still have visibility.
These are cool. I'm
Alright.
cool. I'm getting brunch and bushwick.
And then we'll try this one
Try
last.
these. Oh, I think I'm gonna like these.
Yeah,
I
these
love
have been
the
my
black
go-tos.
frame, but like when you can still see my eyes. These are
Ooh, no, this.
These are actually really cool.
I'm between this and the last one. How are you feeling?
I kind of feel like The Incredibles, but I like it. Does that make sense? Like, I don't know. This is cool. I like these.
Can I see these one more time?
Yeah, let's see them. It might be these.
I was gonna say I feel like it's those. I like the color.
Yeah.
I feel like it's still like a good amount of mix.
I will say I do feel more normal in
In these,
For
yeah.
myself.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
But I
so
like these.
let's go through the fit real quick.
Super
Let me
cute.
put these down. Okay, so on the shoes, like I said, we have the Converse and Undefeated collab dunks. This is the white and green colorway. We have a denim set from Subi, fire. The tank is from Subi. The bag is from Brandon Blackwood, and the sunglasses are from Aquila. And the jewelry is all your own.
Yes, the jewelry's on mine.
Okay, so I think we have a little bit of time, so we can do a second fit.
Totally.
You ready?
Okay, cute.
Okay, so going on the vibe of denim, I know Who Decides War is another brand that we talked about and you've had a lot of experiences with.
Love them.
So I got these pair.
Super fire.
I stray away from color, but for some reason I am in love with these. I think they're so cute.
For so long, especially in my early fashion years,
Mhm.
I was like, I wear black, white, neutral, and then as I grow, I get more comfortable with colors.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is a perfect piece because it's like, okay, all the color is here. This is the statement.
And then you just
Yeah, I would do maybe like my Marnie slides and then like a white tank or something chill
Simple,
on top.
right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then just let that speak for itself.
yeah. So I was thinking that we can go back over here. I kind of love the Subi tanks again, but I almost want to switch it up and try the R13. This has like the fit is insane. I mean, you're familiar with R13.
Yes.
Their fabrics do the talking.
So good. It's like grungy, super luxurious though.
Yeah.
And I just love a New York designer.
Exactly. So
Let's
let's
try
start
this.
here.
Okay, cool.
I'm kind of for shoes. I'm torn. I'm torn just a little bit because I feel like these are more of like your everyday because it's closer to like the casual shoe, like the dunk, nice. But I personally love the color, and like I feel like this has like a tech aspect to it, if that makes sense. Like it's
Cool.
very design heavy, a lot of like cool features.
Is this the cold wall collab?
Yeah, cold
Love
wall
that.
Converse collab.
Let's
So,
try it.
Let's try this.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll start here.
Thank you. I'm gonna hand you.
Yeah, I'll take this from
this
you.
Thank you.
Okay, so one thing that you guys didn't see is that we added this Who Decides War jacket as well. It's the same brand, so I thought that it would complement each other well. But I honestly want to change it a little bit. How are you feeling about this?
I think it's really cool. I would do this jacket because it's so structured, probably with a heel
Mhm.
and something different on the bottom because I think I would want the jacket to really be the standout piece.
Yeah, something more baggy probably.
But it does
too.
look cool together. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, so I want to change two things, well, really three that will make this a little better to me.
Okay.
So I want to go back to that white tank that you had on.
Okay.
Because I think basics just work.
I love my tank top.
And then I want to add this jacket. This is from Heaven by Marc Jacob. A really nice like faux croc piece.
I love this.
And then I know you like these shoes, but I do want to change them. I'm going to pair this with these Converse. These are like low top kind of vibes, and I think the colors will work together a lot better. So let's see how.
Okay,
that
cool.
works.
Thank you.
Of course. Marissa.
I love this. This is very me.
Yeah, I think this is way more on the lines of what we were going for. So let's do it. Oh wait, actually, I'm gonna give you some sunglasses again. So, I don't want to be predictable with that, but I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do these. Actually, these might be really cute. Let's start with this one.
This one?
Mhm.
Cute.
I do love a sunglass where people can see your eyes. I feel like that is like a lot more effective than
Me too. And I
a
keep them on
blackout.
all day.
Right?
Mhm.
Literally. Okay, let's try these. We'll get a few.
These are cute. I
Yeah.
never really wear like color sunglasses.
Sunglasses?
Yeah, these are
You gotta get
cute.
into it. Let's
Yeah.
try the black,
This is
I'm
something
gonna
I
skip
would
the
normally
blue.
wear.
the big black.
Yeah.
I forgot.
I like covering like my whole face.
I kind of like these the most.
Let me see.
What do you feel?
I would probably naturally gravitate towards like a big black, almost like mask type sunglasses.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see these though. I can step out of my comfort zone though.
I like the way these frame your face. I think that's why. And the color's
Yeah.
like not too.
Yeah, I like how this is
Off.
less harsh, you know, because then this is a lot with like all of
Yeah.
this. For sure, these are super cute.
Perfect. And then I don't think you'll get a bag for this one. Actually, let's see.
Let me see. Let's see the red too.
I was thinking.
This is easy. I kind of like how this picks up the pant.
Yeah.
Let me see. Depends where I'm going.
I feel like I would like the red though. Just because the black, there's no actual black in the outfit.
I like what this is doing with the details.
Yeah, the
in
red
the
and
pants. Yeah, these are really cute.
Perfect. So let's do a review of the outfit. Okay, so to review this outfit, we have the low top Converse. This is a collab with the skater. Her name is Alexis. We have the Who Decides War jeans. We have the Subi tank again. The Heaven by Marc Jacobs crop jacket. Brandon Blackwood bag. So cute, love it. And then Aquila sunglasses again.
Okay, love it.
So going back to the 10 seconds to explain segment, what would you rate your first fit and then the second fit? Oh, this one.
The first fit, I would probably give an 8. It felt very comfortable, very me. I think the only reason why I would give it an 8, I actually wish the pants were a little longer. For me personally. Because if I'm going to go there, I want to like go there.
Okay. Dramatic.
This fit, this is a great fit, so like flex on the gram or something.
I feel like if that was an 8, I'll give this a 7.5.
I'll give this a 7.5 too.
Yeah.
Normally in Who Decides War jeans, I would go 1 or 2 sizes up for a more relaxed fit. These, I like how tight they are. I've been in the gym though, so how much I can. Then in these, but I actually really like the way they flare out at the bottom. Yeah, I agree.
Well, this was the style experience. Okay, so getting back to the conversation, is there any projects that we can look forward to in the near coming future from you?
Yes, for sure. I have a really exciting shoot tomorrow, actually.
Okay, period.
You guys will see when it comes out, but I'm excited.
Okay, fire. And just talking about the future, are there any ventures that you're working on outside of styling?
I think that I'm trying a little bit to like show myself more and kind of shed light on myself more. I tend to retreat a little bit, but trying to share myself more, share my experiences more, also kind of tap into things for my personal brand that might be parallel to fashion. I'm really into like beauty and skincare and food and just all of these incredible experiences that make life beautiful, and also kind of sharing my experiences as a consumer. I feel like with fashion, like I'm so on the other side of it. So it's kind of fun to take a break and just share, you know, content or products. Things that you like or whatever. I'm like dabbling in that a little bit. I've always kind of been like, but I'm trying to be less intimidated by that and show myself more.
Okay, fire. Are there any dream clients that you have that you would love to work with in the future?
Definitely a lot. It's so funny because I have dream clients, and then whenever anyone asks me, I like go blank. It's just such like a broad question, but Snow Allegra is definitely my number 1 dream client right now.
Where's she? Where's she based?
I actually maybe LA. Yeah, but her music is everything to me, and I love how chic she is. She can do the minimal thing. She can give a great performance look. I'm infatuated with her. I love her. I would love to work with her.
Period. Okay, so bringing this interview to a close, it's probably the last question that I'm going to ask. But being that you've been in styling for, how many years now? Over 8 years?
Probably from like assisting, interning, everything, yeah.
Over 8 years. Is there any advice that you would give to somebody who wants to have a career that looks similar to yours?
Definitely. I think a few little pieces of advice. I'd say number 1 is, it sounds cliche, but you really never know who you're going to meet, and you never know who's going to be that person to give you an opportunity or send a reference for you or remember who you are. So like intern, assistant, no matter what you're doing, do it 110%. Be kind to everybody. Go on set, acknowledge everyone in the room, treat everyone with the same respect, do your job with, all of your might and passion. You really never know who's noticing. I think most of the referrals or recommendations that I've gotten have been from the most unexpected people and the most random people. And every time I'm like, oh wow, like that was really cool of them, or like, oh, like I didn't even think they remembered me, or you really have no idea the impact you might have on someone else. So yeah, that's definitely a big piece of advice. And then my other piece of advice is you're gonna have so many times where you're like, when is it gonna happen? Like, when is the switch gonna flip? When am I gonna hit the next level? I've been assisting for so long. When is someone gonna want me to be their stylist? And I promise, when you least expect it, that's when things start happening. You just have to keep going. And it does not matter how long your journey is. Like, your journey is for you. And again, like, it sounds cliche, but these things are said over and over again for a reason, because they're facts. Like, keep working hard. It will happen for you, and it will happen when it's supposed to. And all of the work you're putting in is only going to make you better. Like, the time you're taking to curate your relationships and also kind of maintain a great reputation, that is only going to benefit you in the future. So sometimes if it takes a little longer, it's actually a good thing. My last piece of advice, like, it might sound silly, but it's something that hit me recently, is like, don't forget about your dreams. Like, when you first enter this industry, that's when your dreams are like the most raw and pure. You're not like jaded yet. And you know, like, everyone gets a little jaded. You're not like jaded yet. You're not altering your dreams based on what feels realistic, which is fine. We all have to do that. But there are certain things that you might think of or dream about before you become a stylist or before you step into the industry. And like, those aspirations matter. And I think sometimes we forget about our younger selves. And I had a moment a couple weeks ago where one of my old mentors called me, and she was like, you sat in my kitchen every single day doing market and said, no, like, my first breakout client, like, the client that's going to tip me to the next level is going to be a rapper. I know it's going to be a rapper. Like, I'm going to do hip hop fashion. Like, it's going to be a rapper. And she was like, you got it. You did it. You got your rapper. And I'm like, wow, like, I didn't even take time to digest that. And I almost forgot that I said that. And I was like, wow, like, no matter what happens next or like where my career goes from here, like, I said I was gonna do it, and I did it. And like, I have that for the rest of my life. And so it's like don't forget about your little self and like what they wanted, and like, it'll validate you along the way and just remind you why you're here and keep you going. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. It was
Thank
honestly
you.
a real honor to have you on our show.
Oh
We
my
love
God,
your
it's
story.
an honor to be here.
Of course. So at home, thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you guys want to follow us on more platforms, talking to the internet on everything, if you want to follow me, it's internet.x on everything. And where can people find you?
On Instagram at Marissa_Pelly.
Period. And that is a wrap. Thank you so much again. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next episode. Bye.